When we first came here, we put these up temporarily. I think it's important to live with the land for a while to see where you might see where the winds come from, see the sun, and to see where you might want to site your house. So that's what we did. We put these up temporarily, and everyone loves living in them so much. People are wondering, why are you building a house? And this is one of the tents. It's a guest bedroom tent with my sister's visiting.
So this is a tent. I mean,
Yeah.
the material is.
Yes, the sides are vinyl, and the roof is canvas to let it breathe, but there's a second roof over it that flies over it that's also vinyl. There's a space in between them. You get these brackets and beams, and this roof flies over. This is vinyl, and this on top here is canvas, so it allows it to breathe. What's so fabulous is when the sun rises, you see the silhouettes of branch structures shining through the canvas, and it's really fabulous.
It's
It's
actually
translucent. You're virtually living outside. We have water on both sides of this tent, so all night long you hear the water running. I wanted to use the water as an element to tie everything in. We actually have water running through and created this bog garden into the living room. We hear the frogs, they love it. And then this is our living room. This is our living room tent, which goes out to the whole deck area. This is an a la carte tent, which you get the whole tent with the canvas and the vinyl walls, and also instructions on how to build the infrastructure, the framing. However, I tend to get carried away and I customize everything. And I found these windows at a salvage place in Berkeley, California. And fortunately, they had 10 of them. So I put 3 across the bottom and 2 across the top, but I flipped them. So this is what you get. And what's great is that you put this shell over the frame, and then you can cut your doors and windows to wherever you want. You can put the doors or windows anywhere.
It's almost like a big toaster cover that slides over it, and then you cut out the doors and windows and make it your own.
We have these bookshelves built that serves as a bar on this side, and on the other side is the dining area, and that holds all the dishes and plates. And because we cook outside, so everything is done outside. We virtually live outdoors. This is the whole kitchen area. This is our kitchen year round. In the rain, in the cold, you cook and you're protected. So this is how we cook. We have one side burner and the grill, and that's it. We've cooked for 40 people on here for Thanksgiving. There's an oven in here.
What does this run on?
It's all on propane. The refrigerator's on propane. Yeah, so it's everything. How it runs on a flame, I don't understand. The hog wire for all the pots and pans, and the hog wire is used in all the arbors. This will soon all be totally covered, so in the summer you're sitting under here and it's total shade. And then this is how we live, outdoors.
So if it's raining.
If it's raining, we in the tent. That's it. We cook out here, it's all covered, and just bring the food into the tent. And this is the bathroom. It was an old shed that the former owner, he left here. So we have a full bathroom, you know, with a double vanity and an ecologically friendly toilet. It composts, and you turn it and you add compost into it. Everything was done on the cheap. This is all from IKEA. It was on sale. I think it was $50 or $75 for the double vanity. So it was an old shed, so I just paneled it in plywood, thin plywood. Everything was done inexpensively.
The ceiling's great.
And I love it that it's aged. Well, that's what I like, the green paint. And here's the one shower outdoors, but I mean, year round we take showers outside. It's beautiful. It's fabulous showering outside. You feel so part of nature. This provides shade in the summer, and in the winter it loses its leaves so that it allows sun into the tent. And this is the master bedroom. And there are dog beds everywhere because, of course, I have a lot of dogs. I show dogs and I judge dogs. And I even have a portrait of a Doberman I judged in China. I came from a fairly large house in the Hollywood Hills, and I'm reduced to a tent. But it teaches you, you don't really need that much, you know? There's certain clothes that you wear all the time, and
This is your closet.
totally, this is the closet, virtually. You find different things. These chests I got in England when we were doing a movie. They serve as storage as well as end tables, so you economize. And underneath we put these plastic bins that hold like t-shirts and underwear and stuff like that. You have a fireplace in the winter. What more do you need? You have it all here. And sometimes in the winter when there's 60-mile-an-hour wind and it's pouring rain, I think, am I crazy or what? But I love this. It's fabulous. The lamps are my mother's engagement lamps when she was engaged. The alabaster lamps. It's decadently primitive in a way. You know, it's like camping but without the sleeping bags. And then I wanted this tent to have this view, so we elevated it on a base of wood to make this side higher so I could put French doors in and see the view, because the view is quite something. And hovering over the koi pond, so you just come out in the morning and feed your koi. They're voracious, and so some of them are quite large, but they're very happy. I grew up in two cities. I grew up in Manhattan, New York City, and I grew up in Hollywood, in the Hollywood Hills. And this is a different way of living. And that's where you shower year-round. And in the winter, there's a huge natural waterfall here. And that's the view we have when you're taking a shower. You virtually live outdoors, and in California you can afford to do that.
Essentially, you have a house of three tents.
It's a house of three tents. Totally, that's all you need. You feel part of nature, part of creation. You're not sure, have you entered the house yet, or are you still outside?
Some people can see all the dry grasses, look at it and just see dead. We look at it and it's just one of the seasons. And it's the colors are beautiful, and you can look at the light and just the movement of the year throughout it. There's so much glass and so much openness so that the outside can come in. Wherever you go at a different point at a different time, you're experiencing something new. In the whole essence of this whole area is that it isn't the permanent, the tents and the decks and all of this, we're visiting. This is all meant to have sort of a superficial existence here, and it doesn't have the sense that it's permanent and everything else around it is cosmetic. The dwellings here are the cosmetic part to, the big show, which is what's all around us. It could all be blown away or burned down, or a tree could fall on it, or any of it, but that's just part of the wonder of it, because if we wanted to live in a solid box, we could just go live in a development somewhere in town.
And it doesn't bother you that it's not something that's going to stick around for 100 years. or
No,
200 years.
because I'm not going to stick around for 100 years. I'll stick around here until I die because this is my nirvana.